All right, I just want to start talking about the law of riches and how we can utilize it in our daily. Hi, my name is Marcel. You can find me on my Motivation, Meditation, Inspiration podcast, YouTube, and all other platforms. What does it mean to allow yourself to be a part of the process of the law of riches? How can you start to identify with your mentality to the point where you allow the universe to yield? How can you start to allow yourself to be who you are within and allow the reflection to radiate outwards? So that's what we're going to talk a little bit about today. If it's not motivation, if it's not meditation, if it's not inspiration, if it's not one of the three, I don't want it. And so today I want to bring up this story of the law of riches. And it's brought across multiple formats, multiple biblical and other places that if you give, you will receive. And the great part is when you're not expecting it from that person back, but you're expecting it from the universe. When you're giving more than you're receiving, then the universe has the ability to utilize you. And this is called the law of riches. It means that if you believe that as you help people, that the universe will yield it back, that eventually it will. And that's what this is about. That's what drives me. That's what gets me up every single day, tells me that by helping other people, I will also receive help in return. Recognizing the universe and allowing the universe to do that part in your life, allowing yourself to have a positive mentality in a positive process within yourself, the ability to be yourself, and nothing more, nothing less than who you are within, and allowing the process to be absorbed, identified the knowledge to open up, and the ability for that process to work through you, to identify positive and negatives, and allow positivity to be the thing that's attracted to you by one, helping other people, by one understanding the universe and understanding things that will open up to you. And so how can we start to choose to be positive? How can we start to choose to identify the process of positivity, identify the life length of time in which you're on this planet, your life track path? How can you utilize that part of self-study? How can you utilize that part of your being, that part of your mentality? And so that's what I want to focus on today. A lot of people, they look at things from a situational angle. Okay, pull yourself out of that. Take some time to study you. Start to become best friends with who you are inside. Start to identify and to utilize the energy, the process, and the focus within you of knowledge and discipline, which radiates outwards from within when you start utilizing your own being, when you start utilizing your own ability. And ultimately, we start to enable our minds, we start to enable our ability by identifying that all the things that happen in our life are meant for us to grow, that are meant for us to identify how we can overcome our challenges, how our challenges can work in our favor. And through identifying this, by identifying this process, you start to find yourself, you start to find that the universe has the ability to use you. And so where does it start? How does it start? It simply starts by allowing yourself to be you, allowing yourself to be who you are within, and to make the choice to have a process of positivity, a process of being, a process of purpose. And when you start to use your skills, your talents, and your abilities, you don't see them right away. It's when you work on them, when you grow, when you find ways to learn, to have the ability within you, to have the ability to master your process, master your being, master your challenges. When you start to allow yourself this place inside of you where nobody else is willing to go, that place where nobody's walls are like yours, where you have the ability to overcome your own walls, your own challenges by enabling your mind. See, a lot of times we find ourselves in a place where we allow ourselves to disable our minds. Once we start to open the mind, open the ability, open the mentality to study, to observe, to start to become a student of our own lives, to become a student of our own energy, to become a student of our own purpose. And so what does that mean? How can you utilize that angle? How can you utilize that ability? What are some of the abilities that take you out of that place where your mind is not enabled? And inside of self-study, you will find those places. You will find those parts of yourself as you become best friends with yourself. As you become best friends with the person within you, you will find a way to grow. You will find a way to not have fear. You will find a way to have ability, and mentality opens up in that place. And so I know a lot of times, at least in my life, when the positive is in place, the negative comes to test. It comes to see if you can continue along that process, if you can continue along those lines that your life track path is on. Just like a road, sometimes we hit potholes. Do we allow the pothole to stop us, or do we figure out a way to overcome the pothole? And a lot of times we sit down and we look at that pothole instead of what we have in front of ourselves, that mountain, that ability inside of you, those challenges that you can one by one overcome, that you can go within to understand oneself, to reflect outwards from that energy within you. And so as I express that, I will inspire you to use your focus, your knowledge, and discipline in a way to enable your mind, to enable your relation with the universe, with the ability inside of yourself to utilize your energy, to utilize your being, and to be the person that you are within. A lot of times we put ourselves in places where we feel like we can't overcome them. And that's not the truth of it. The truth of it is that you can overcome your challenges with your mind, that you can see the things that can manifest, that can become, that can overcome. And a lot of times we take ourselves out of the law of riches. And how can we put ourselves into it? By being honest with oneself. If this isn't the place that's going to bring positivity into my life, should I truly be in that place? And that was the question that I've been asking myself every day. Is what I'm doing today, is it motivation? Is it meditation? Is it inspiration? Because if it's not one of the three, I don't want it. And so how can your light inside shine? How can your ability allow the universe to utilize you to the point where it yields? And that is what it truly means to utilize the law of riches. And so as I sit here, let me bring you to a place where your mentality goes beyond your challenges. Let me open up the seat of observation to your mind, that if you sit down and you study and you start to understand your energy and the place in which it comes from and the place in which you utilize your being, that your whole self can be a part of it, that your challenges can become your friend, that your abilities can overcome them with the energy that you have within. Through positive process of being, through positive purpose within universal understanding of ability, we find a way to shine, to allow the light inside to become, to allow the light, to allow the universe to attract towards you the things that are meant for you. And understanding this life track path, this purpose that we have, this place, I want you all to recognize that I want you to truly be blessed in this life within your purpose, within your being, within your ability. As I close out this message, might you be blessed in your every day and in your every way. Find your ability to overcome your challenges by enabling your mind. Blessings, blessings. As always, namaste.